it's your boy, the one with the SkarxFace, your boy SkarxFace. And the last episode did so great, I had to bring him back. We got Joel Ramos back.
What up, everybody? I'm happy to be back.
And he got yelled at for his last podcast. I mean, we might talk about that a little bit later. But I wanted to bring him back on because I had some questions, just like topics. I wanted to talk about a few topics that guys normally don't talk about. And I feel like if we have like that open discussion, maybe other guys will have an open discussion with their partner or maybe even their buddies too, you know, because it should be normalized. You know, instead of being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go hit, be like, hey bro, like you feeling good? You like, how are you doing? You know, like relationship wise and stuff like that too. So also he's dropped. You also got hats now too, right?
Yes, actually we got 100 of them and I'm down to 12.
There you go. Golden Goat.
Yeah, Golden Goat. So hit me up and
yeah, I'm gonna put. I'll link his stuff. He also has like t-shirts and stuff. I don't know if you sold out on those yet.
Yeah, I still have a couple, and then I haven't announced it yet, so I'm gonna announce it here. Is that cool? Yeah. I have a Cinco de Mayo drop coming in, and I'm gonna drop it May 1st. So it's coming.
Nice. Yeah, he told me a little bit about it. I'm not gonna tell you what the style is, but very Cinco de Mayo theme. Badass. So I'm excited for it. So definitely go check it out. Check out his merch. I'm gonna link his the Golden Goat below. Also, store coming soon. I'm gonna be giving this away. Naughty Science is coming soon, just right around the corner, May 1st. Yep. Right around the corner. So the reason I wanted to do the online store was because I want other guys to be comfortable with, hey, this guy, he's buying the stuff, he's promoting it, he's using it, he's testing the stuff, you know. Maybe it's okay to use it with my partner because there's a lot of guys who don't want to include toys. Yeah. Because I get these questions all the time. Like, why does he feel intimidated? Some guys may feel like a little intimidated by it, or they might feel that they think that their girl thinks that they're not enough. It's not that, you know. Including toys should be fun. Yeah. You know, and it just enhances the experience. So definitely follow Naughty Science. Link is in the bio. Not the podcast, the website, grand opening, May 1st. So I'm excited for that. Shout out to everyone who went online, subscribed, followed the Instagram. It went from 0 to 1,300 in 2 days. So that's dope. Shout out to everyone who's supporting. It's coming out soon. And all the stuff that I got on there so far, fire, bro.
Sick. I'm excited to see it.
Fire. So I wanted to get into this. We're going to get into these different questions. And we're just going to get everybody's take on this, or mine and his take. So the first one that I have, is it ever okay to stay friends with your ex? Bro code versus emotional maturity. Where do you draw the line? Is it okay to stay friends with your ex? So, I mean, we kind of talked about this last time. I am never friends with exes. It's always like, hey, as soon as we're done, I'm going to leave the past in the past. It's different if you have to co-parent. You know, it's a little different that way. Then I have different boundaries for the person. But to me, there's once you're done, I think you should go your separate ways. Everybody is different. Just because I've done it before. Ex still in the picture. I would hook up with her. She was with some other dude. You know what I mean? And I've seen other girls do it. I've seen other guys do it. What do you think about being friends with your exes?
I think there's levels to this shit, right? I think once you put yourself in a relationship with somebody, it's a very emotional, very planned, very calculated position that you put yourself in another individual. So I think once it ends, you have to burn that bridge. Because I'm not a firm believer of me dating somebody that's cool with exes, nor I'm cool with me being cool with my exes. And shout out to my exes, because I'm sure they all hate me too, because I do a very good job on that, you know, because once you're my ex, you're my ex. Yeah. You know, if I don't want closure with that person, then, you know what I mean? It's something that continue to roll by. And I think that's the situation with exes. It's not more so you're friends with them. It's more so you haven't closed that chapter. Yeah. In my point of view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree that exes should be exes. And if you feel like you're being treated like an ex, mission accomplished, right? Like I block them. I get rid of all their stuff. I have nothing to do with them. After 7 years, they get put off your resume. So you know, technically it's I went from 4 to 2, 2 exes, but yeah, definitely no. And I also agree that the person that I'm with, no, you can't be friends with your ex unless you guys are co-parenting. a little bit different. Now the boundaries change a little
100%.
bit. You know, it's no, because I know you guys got to talk. You guys got to make sure the kids are okay and things like that. So totally agree on that one. All right. So would you want to know if your girl had a higher body count than you? Double standards or honest preference? Now you got to be honest. Okay. Because there's some people who said no. Like I've asked this question before to other people. I don't care. I never ask. I don't want to know. I don't, like, if you've had a higher body count, cool. All I care about is that, are we vibing? Is it good? Like, and then that all should, don't give me anything. I won't give you anything. You know, it should be that. But have I ever asked a girl for their body count? Absolutely not. Have they asked me? Yes, but I've never said like what my body count is, because there's no right answer. I feel like there's no right answer. If you say 10, they're going to be like, well, who are they? Or you're lying. If you say 2, they're going to be like, you fucking liar. Definitely not 2. You know, so there's like no right answer. And same for the girl. Like, what if she told you, I've been with 20 guys? Now you're just like, do you still want to say everything was going great, right? You guys were vibing. She's like the coolest girl ever. And then you find out she's been with like 20, 30 guys, and you're just like, now some people see them different, you know? So to me, body count shouldn't matter. That shouldn't be a question that should be asked. Don't ask me either. What do you think?
I mean, I think that's a generational thing. I think the kids nowadays brought that up. Because I mean, what year did we start hearing body count? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And actually becoming a culture of it. I'm also not one to ask. I don't care to know. I do want to know if you have any STDs. You know what I mean? But I don't care, you know, because that's also a conversation I don't want to talk about. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather not talk about something that's intimate between me and another person. You know what I mean? It's like gentlemen don't kiss and tell type of thing. You know what I mean? I look at it beyond that. It's whoever we're talking to or whatever relationship we're into, and we end up having something. It's like, not talk about it. That's behind closed doors, literally. Yeah. You know what I mean? So just leave it in the back.
Yeah, and let's leave the past in the past.
Yep.
I got a follow-up question to you to see what you would do. What if you somehow heard her actual body count? Say it was like anywhere from 20 to 30. Would that change the way you see her?
No. Again, because I wouldn't ask her. Yeah. Right? Like, people can talk. People can talk and talk and talk.
Make up lies and shit.
Make up stuff. I mean, but it's like, this is the point where, like, you separate boys with men. It's like, I'm talking to this person. I want to get to know this person. And getting to know this person it's more than just like, hey, how many people you had sex with? I think that's a question that somebody's not comfortable with themselves will ask. You know, I'm very confident. I'm very comfortable with myself. And I think I'm a great performer. You know what I mean? Comment down below if you think different. But I think that question's more for people that are insecure. Yeah. More so because, like, why do I want to know how many people hit that? Or because, like, my thought is they're gonna start thinking about, did they hit it better than me? You know what I mean? Yeah. And absolutely. At the end of the day, like, she's with me. You know what I mean? And it's how we perform. My biggest thing is, how are we in the bedroom? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and to be honest with you, like, again, like, I'm in my 30s. I don't want to expose your age. I tell everybody all the time. I think you're forever 21. You know what I mean? But, like, I think the biggest thing is how's our chemistry? Because to me, the bond is important, but sex is also important. You know what I mean? Like, how are we in the bedroom kind of tells a tale of our chemistry that we have in reality. Absolutely. And I always say that I want a girl who is a little bit more experienced. And how is she going to get that experience? Right. You know, or how are you going to get that experience too? Right. It's not being a virgin, you know, and all of a sudden you came out and you're like a god in the bedroom. I mean, some people might be skilled like that, you know. Johnny Sins learned from me, so. The only thing I would want to know from her is, like, have you been with my boys? Like, if you didn't know, because I don't want to be that. But like let's start talk about that, because I live in Arizona, right? I live in Arizona, and I'm not bullshitting. Y'all be fucking everybody. You go to a girl's IG, right? And if you know your boys, you know who your boys are fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, your boys will be like, yo, you know, I'm talking to Shorty, or you go out and they're with the girl. I don't need to ask my boys. When I see likes and comments is where, like, I'm like, yo, you hitting that? And they're like, yeah, I used to talk to her. Now I know to back off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes the girls snitch on each other. They're like, oh, I used to talk to so-and-so. You homies with him? Yes. Block. You know what I mean? Because I'm not a homie hopper like that. I don't.
Yeah, see, and like the reason I say I want to know is because I've found out before. Because she didn't say anything. The dude that she was hooking, like, I knew who it was, but he didn't say anything, so I didn't know. And she's like, hey, just a heads up, you know, me and so-and-so used to hook up. And I was like, really? And she was like, I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do that. Not because I wasn't super close with this dude, but I was like, I don't want people around me to be like, yo, I hit that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, especially if you're trying to make her
Your girl. Yeah.
And so I wouldn't want to be like, if I'm with somebody, like, you don't know what she's like.
Right.
You know, only I know what she's like.
Right.
You know, in the bedroom. So, so definitely body count shouldn't matter. Shouldn't be a question. Younger generation, who gives a fuck?
Right.
You know, just go. If you vibe with them, vibe with them, you know?
But just make sure they're safe too, bro. Like, that's a more, because you said it right now. That's a better question than be like, how many people you been with? It's like, do you have an STDs?
Like,
can you show me? You know what I mean?
Question for you. Let me see what you would do here, because I've already explained what I would do. I want to see what you get. So I found out that there's girls who can get HIV that's non-transmittable.
Okay.
And so, but now you're supposed to tell your partner that you have this and if it's okay to proceed. Some people do, some people don't. If she told you she had HIV, but it wasn't transmittable, and to talk to her doctors and they would like verify that, would you still be with her?
No. Fuck no.
And see, so this is what I said. I said, I don't know, because I don't like to answer something that I haven't been part of.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced.
Right.
Because what if you meet this girl? Amazing. Like, say, for example, I'm not saying she has anything.
Right.
I'm like, say Becky G. I'm always sliding in her DM. She never answers. I don't know why.
Becky G, hit him up. Godzilla.
So if she hit me up, like, be like, hey, this is my problem. I have this. Would you do it? And say we're vibing, everything is going great. What is Edgar at that moment gonna do?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I always give this example too, is it's the whole, I'm sure you know the fight, flight, freeze or faint.
Yeah.
This is why I tell people to take self-defense classes, because if someone pulls out a gun on you, you don't know how you're gonna react until it happens. That's when you know. You can be like, I'll fight them off, but say they pull out a gun and you're just like,
yeah,
freeze. You don't know what to do, right? But it's the same with this. Like, what would I do in the situation? I don't know, you know, because I've never been put in that situation. Because again, you could think it's non-transmittable. As long as the doctors say everything is good, I'm really vibing with this girl. What's my next move? I don't know, you know. And I've had someone who, like, I talked to that because they heard me talk about that, and they said they did it and everything was fine. And I was like, because that same situation, they were vibing, everything was going great. And then she knew that they were going to be intimate. You know, when you can kind of tell like things are going that way. And she told him. Girl started crying, saying, I have to tell you this. I just can't like let this happen.
Right.
And he was like, oh, like, okay, let me just talk to your doctors. He talked to the doctors. They told him, you know, what happened. Medication she's on is non-transmittable. And so he did it.
Yeah.
Because he said that he was really vibing with her. But that's also, it's hard because what if she told him in the beginning?
Right.
Before they actually started vibing? Would he have dipped out? Or would he still been like, I don't know, like, we'll see.
And I think that's a selling factor.
Yeah.
But like to me, I know it's a no for sure because I'm más culos que estrellas. I mean, it's real. You know what I mean? Like, if she's dope and she has that, holla at my boy because I'm leaving. I'm gonna leave. You know what I mean?
And see, like this stuff should be communicated in the beginning.
100%.
Because if they're not, because say they do start vibing, everything's going great, and then she tells him, and then he's like, I can't do this. You know, say it happened to you. Say you guys are vibing, everything's going great. You're like, everything's like, you're like, I can make this my girl. I want to make her my girl. And then she hits you with that, and then you're like, no, I can't do that. That's gonna hurt worse than in the beginning. Just be like, hey, like I'm not really comfortable with that, you know, and then just dip out, right?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, like when you meet, like, cause I don't know, like
see, it gets hard, huh?
It does because I can say that I would like that, but like, I mean, I'm grown enough to say that like you go into relationships. And it starts off as a relationship. I mean, me and you are not in no romantic relationship. We started somewhere though.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know where it's gonna go. We don't know where it's gonna end. Like we're working on our partnership, right? Same thing with the women. Like you meet somebody. Like back then, I used to be so thirsty, and I was like, "Oh shit, I was good, mama." Now it's more like, "How you doing?" Like, let's get to know. Like not even like let's get to know each other. It's like introduction, the vibe. It's a very slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying, but like I would understand her if she didn't tell me off the brim, but because I'm also not chasing it like that in the beginning. You know what I mean? It's now when we get into like, hey, you know what? Like we start seeing each other, we start going on dates. I would expect like on the third date for her to say, hey, you know what? This is actually going somewhere. You know what I mean? And this is what I have. I wouldn't think it's too late. I would think it'll be the appropriate time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you don't want to say it first date.
No. Like it's like we're at the club and you meet a girl, she's like, I got AIDS, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like put it into reality or perspective, you know what I mean? Like you're just not gonna say that shit.
Yeah.
You meet somebody, you don't know how that shit's gonna go. I met him today and he's probably fucking off tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's why I always tell people too, you don't know how you're gonna react because I could easily say no too.
Yeah.
I could easily be like, yeah, that's a no for me. Because right now, I'm off the top of my head, I'm like, yeah, it'd probably be a no for me.
Yeah.
You know? But then what if that situation, because that made me think on the other, like, I don't know. Like,
but see, you don't have kids.
No.
I have kids. And they know ass more important than my children. So like to me, it's like, damn, it's gonna hurt me to lose you. But it's gonna hurt me more to put a timeline in my kids because I made a bad decision. You know what I mean? Like I think about them. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, yo, like I can't just emotionally make decisions and sabotage my life because of an idea of something that you said that might be a fact.
Yeah.
I don't know that. This is the first time I've heard AIDS not being transmitted, you know? Like, I remember going to sex ed class, and they're like, if you have sex, you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna get AIDS and you're
gonna get AIDS, you're gonna die. I'm like, fuck, I can't fuck.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. We can't fuck no more. What the fuck we doing? How are we gonna produce?
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. So it just, like, I'm glad we brought this up too, because it's gonna let people think. Like, what would you do?
Yeah.
You know? And that's what's great about this is it started a lot of conversations. The other day I got a message from a couple. They were like, your podcast has helped us be more open to talk about these things because my husband hears you and then I have these issues.
Right.
And then he gets both sides and he's like, it makes sense, you know? And so they're open to have conversations. There's been people who separated because of my videos, which is good and bad.
My barber has the same, he cuts my hair and breaks relationships.
Yeah.
Ladies, stop looking at me when I get a haircut. It's every Friday.
It's every Friday at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then,
don't fucking look at me. You're just going to break up.
yeah. And so like, that's why it's helping people have these conversations.
Right.
And I'm glad it's helping. All right. So the next one that I have is, does cheating always mean the relationship is over? Some say once a cheater, always a cheater. Others say people change. Which are you? And so for me, if we got to the point where you stepped out of the relationship, I don't think I would ever be able to see you the same way. You know, again, I don't think that I know of any girl has cheated on me. Again, they could have, I just didn't know, right?
Yeah. Who would cheat on you?
But if I did find out, say I'm talking to this girl, say her, I always use the name Jessica. Say me and Jessica are talking.
Jessica means something to me, motherfucker.
No,
Look her up. Find out who Jessica is.
I always use Tim and Jessica as like examples. So
Tim?
like Tim and Jessica, like Tim as the guy.
Who the fuck is Tim? Slide on this shit.
Like if Jessica, like me and Jessica are vibing, everything's going, we're dating, boyfriend and girlfriend, and she cheats on me, I'm done, because now it's in the back of your head. Are they cheating? Are they still cheating? Do they love them? Like, are they still talking? Like, all that stuff I don't want to go through, right? And so I know that part because I've gotten like something close to feeling as like somebody cheated on me, and I was just like, I never saw them the same, right? Yeah. And I feel like I would be the same way with cheating. If she had to step out, it's almost like I feel like it's hard to explain, like disrespected or not disrespected. I feel like, I don't know. It's not the same, right? Like for me, it wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't want to be intimate with her anymore, you know, because like you let this dude come and put his paws all over you, right? So I mean, what do you think?
I think it's hard because a man cheats because his dick gets hard. A woman cheats because it's an emotional decision she made months ago. So when a woman starts cheating, it's almost her tapping into her being already checked out of the relationship. So it's not even about her cheating. It's more so of like, when did you check out? When a woman decides to leave, she made that decision months ago. Yeah. Women are very calculated, very smart. And a lot of the times when women cheat is because the relationship is shit. You know what I mean? And it's deeper than her just being horny. And that's the difference. Because it's more emotional. I mean, how many girls have you met and you've been intimate with that you're like, oh, she has a fat ass. And she's like, he's a really nice guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very different when a woman decides to exit a relationship and put herself in a position where she meets another man. Because when she meets another man, she's probably looking for you, but in a different fucking avatar to see if she gets what she can't get from you. You know what I mean? So I think it's a little deeper than her just wanting to fuck. I think it's us as men dropping the ball and...
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
And then also paying attention to patterns. The reason I say this is because I know this guy, his girl cheated on him, but the guy she was with before, she cheated on him.
Oh, so she's just a cheater.
The guy before him, she cheated. And it was just, it's funny how it worked. She cheated, or she wasn't not in a relationship, cheated, got with this guy, cheated on him with this other guy. Got with him, cheated on him with this other guy. And then
she cycled.
And then she cheated. I don't know who she cheated with, but I would just say he was an acquaintance. It got him, he already had some issues with his head, like mental health issues. He ended up ending it, you know? And so...
Hold on, ending her or
himself?
Him? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Beautiful girl. So that's like that. Crazy.
But he should have paid attention to that pattern.
Yeah.
She cheated on this dude.
But wait, he knew.
Yeah, he knew. Well, they were cheating on the side. He was cheating on his girl.
With her.
She was cheating on her man with him. And then one day they just popped out like, hey, we're in a relationship now. You know?
Fuck.
But you got to pay attention to that pattern.
That's crazy.
And same with guys. If they're, because there's some guys, it's hard to say because I get the question, once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't know, you know, because I know back when I call it cheating because I was messaging another girl while I was with my ex, you know, just because that relationship was going to shit. It was more of emotional cheating. That was going to shit. And as soon as she started messaging me and flirting with me, I started feeling that like, oh shit, I like this. You know, kind of like what girls do. Like if you haven't flirted or gave your girl attention and somebody else gives them attention, they're like, I kind of like this.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but then I ended up getting caught. And, you know, that's why back then I said, oh, we were just texting. That's not cheating. But now I always say, if you don't want it done to you.
Was that Jessica?
What was her name? No, it wasn't Jessica. It wasn't Jessica. No, I was like, what was her name? No, it wasn't Jessica. So if you know he has a pattern of cheating or she has a pattern of cheating and she cheats on you, it's your fault.
Yeah.
You know, but do I think people can change? Absolutely. You know, as long as maybe you're the right, it's like, oh no, I really like this girl. You know, like I don't want no other girl. But again, how are you gonna know? So it's really hard to tell.
Trial and error.
Trial and error. Have faith.
Have faith. Put it in God's hand. Don't get caught in this mess.
Right.
Leave him out of this.
Who enjoys sex more, men or women? Get into myths. Oh, like
I do. I come first. Not fucking with you.
That's why Naughty Science, we have some sprays and lubricants that make the guys last a little bit longer because some guys out here just three pumping it, bro. Like,
three pumping it.
And really disappointing the ladies.
Yeah. See, that's why I haven't been like the pull-up champ yet, because
you can't be the pull-out champ, bro.
No,
you have kids.
I have kids. I like instantly.
Yeah, you lost it.
Inside. Sorry.
It's like I'm in my own little league over here, bro.
Yeah. Like I'll have a football team by the end of the year. Sorry.
I think it totally depends because I guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
But guys also go through hormonal issues, meaning like there's some guys who have a hard time getting it up, staying hard. It's not that they don't like it. It's the older you get, hormones change, girls' hormones change as well. And it just doesn't work the same unless they go get their shit fixed.
Right.
But I think men enjoy it too. I think, to be 100% honest, I think women enjoy it a lot more. Because women, the reason I say that, just based off these TikToks, I'm going based off what I know.
Okay. He doesn't have sex, guys.
No, these girls are freaks. Like, and some of these girls are like, if I could have it 5 times a day, that would be amazing.
Right.
You know? And they get upset when their man only wants to do it like once a week.
Well, that's bullshit.
Once every 2 weeks, right?
Damn.
And so that's why I'm saying like, but they don't go through the issues of like maybe their man they have ED, it doesn't get hard, and they don't want to go get themselves checked. So I think just based off everything I do, I think women enjoy it a lot more. What do you think?
I think it's all based on the vibe. You know what I mean? Because like there's some dudes, you know, that I'm sure they enjoy it really well. Like
just say my name, bro.
Yeah, they but I think there's some women that like if they meet a dude and like the chemistry ain't right, she's not relaxed. You know what I mean? She's not comfortable. Because there's some dudes that are just wanting to fuck in a car or fuck anywhere, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they don't really take the time to really like it's cool to fuck in the car. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Yeah, every now and
it's cool to fuck anywhere. You know, but let her fucking tell you that. Let her be like, yo, let's fuck in the car. And you're fucking in the car, you're like, let's fuck in your trunk. You know, like, wait, you want to fuck on top of my trunk? What do you want to, what? You know, but it's like, you kind of have to let her be comfortable so she can enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's dudes that just, I'm sure there's dudes, because I heard complaints, you know what I mean? I got homegirls, I got friends, you know, they all be talking, you know what I mean? They're like, and usually when they don't enjoy this because they're not comfortable. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like, it's okay for us to be horny and like.
Okay, you're talking about like the experience when they're actually in it.
Right.
Okay. I was talking about overall, who likes to have sex more, guys or women?
I think we do.
I think women do, bro.
You think? Dude.
I absolutely think
dude,
women
there's movies based on like motherfuckers trying to lose their virginity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I get that. But I can see that. I can see that exactly where you're coming from, because I remember when it first, I started going through my freaking like what do they call it? Puberty.
Yeah.
And like you start feeling a type of way. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like hard 24/7, bro.
Like let's go deep into like the chronicles of us trying to lose our virginity.
Yeah,
like
bro.
remember like who was losing the virginity first, who was fucking first, and all the boys were like, how did it feel? You know what I'm saying? It fuck. And like I think man chases so much, and like dude, a girl can literally just throw it, and she has a million dudes. But a dude has to chase that shit.
Yeah.
And I think like you have to like really tap into the mindset of you really got to tap into the mindset of like the whole entire experience behind it. Like you're chasing it, the dopamine that you get. I mean, like you really think about it. Like a girl can just get it and a dude has to chase it. So who enjoys it the most?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like guys maybe in the beginning and enjoy it more, but long term, I feel like the girls do. I mean, it could be too that I have a lot of girls who follow me. It's mainly right now. It's like 80% women, 20% men.
Yeah.
So that's why I probably see it that way.
We gotta we gotta trade followers. Like I got like 90% men, 10% women,
and so I get that complaint a lot that my man doesn't want to do it anymore. My man doesn't even like they want it. So that's why I said girls. I feel like girls enjoy it a lot more, but the actual act, I feel guys enjoy it more because sometimes the girl doesn't even get it off. Like,
no, the dude nuts.
I also sell a cream.
Oh
that
shit!
gets the girl off quick, bro.
Yeah.
So naughty science, but so I'm glad that brought up because I didn't. Experience wise, like in the moment, I feel like guys enjoy it a lot more because they obviously get theirs and then they don't even pay attention to the girl.
No.
I like it when the girl gets off because that shit turns me on.
Right.
And then I get off.
Right.
So, I'm glad you brought it up that way because I saw it the other way.
Yeah.
You know?
And it is an ego booster when like the girl nuts and you're like,
she's like, ah.
You're like, I haven't even put my dick in it. You know what I'm talking about? Just use her tongue.
All right. So the next one that I have, would you date a girl who used to be in OnlyFans?
Hell yeah.
Could you handle the past or does it mess with your ego?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I don't think it would. Nah.
But you also have to understand.
Okay.
Probably.
What if you had signed up and you saw her taking it from other dudes?
Pound Town?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck. Like, I think, but like, you also have to understand I'm a fucking legend. You know what I mean? So, like, it's to the everyday Joe, it's probably like, fuck. But to me, I don't care.
Maybe like you said, the average dude would probably think, can I keep up? Like, I saw one of her videos, like, Jesus Christ.
But you know what drives me crazy about that? Is that, like, you go to church and the fucking seats are empty. You go to Pornhub and the views are through the roof. And the motherfucker's like, and then he's like, no, I don't want to date a girl like that. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I wouldn't care.
Yeah. I saw this video the other day. It's crazy. It was a guy, I think he did a commercial on himself, but he's like, this is what some people think that somebody addicted to porn looks like. And it was like some heavy set dude, glasses, like overweight. But then he's like, this is what they actually look like. And it was a dude, normal guy.
It was you? Go to my sex store.
The dude was fit and everything, and he didn't look like he would be addicted to it.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's me. I was addicted to it.
Yeah.
You know, and like, it was on his wedding day. He was showing that video. And you would never think.
Wait, he showed that shit on his wedding day?
No. The video he was showing was him showing himself on his wedding, saying like, this guy right here at that time right there is addicted to porn.
Oh,
you know, and that's why he's saying like it could be somebody that you're around all the time. They're just not gonna tell you, right? But I mean, we're going whole left field on that one. But would I be with somebody who? What about porn? If they were in porn?
No.
Yeah, perfect.
Like that's the thing though. Like let's not pretend like we don't know who the fuck is in porn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're attracted to that, you know, like you're like Carol G, Rachel Starr, what's up? You know what I'm talking about? Like no, like I wouldn't. But it's not about what they're doing. It's about like how this is it with me and how is their loyalty with me. Like at the end of the day, it's business. Yeah. I'm not saying that when I get with her, like I'm not saying that I'm gonna get into a girl that's like going pound town on fucking OnlyFans. You know what I mean? But a girl that's on OnlyFans showing her ass, fucking herself, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't care.
Yeah. It's like, make the money, girl.
As a matter of fact, I got camera and I got editing team, but I'll help y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I'll help.
I'll be your manager.
Yeah.
It's like, cut me off.
I will do it for free.
Yeah, I got asked actually to be on some girl's OnlyFans, but I hit her with this because I knew she would have said no. And I was like, well, I want half of the revenue of that video. I was like, because you're going to use my name. And she's like, no, normally that's not how it works. You know, the guy is just there like and get some.
But normally they're not fucking with you. You know what I'm talking about?
I was like, yeah, but he's probably not a businessman and I am.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, well, you don't do it. And me in my head, I was like, I knew she was going to say no. So, and would I do it? Probably not, just because I don't know. I don't think I wouldn't want that video out there of me. That should be like me and the girl, like whoever I'm with. Her, you can have all the videos of me that I'm with, but like putting it out on blast like that, I don't know.
But let's say my partner has an OnlyFans, right? And she's like, you know what? Like this is where I'm at. Never had a partner kind of like be part of it.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I say no right now, and then she hits me with like, hey, like this is how much I made. I was like, take them panties off, girl. Yeah. I'm putting the camera up right now.
Listen, I will quit everything that I'm doing and I will only focus on our business.
That's probably why Adam 22 does it, bro. Yeah. Like him and his girl, they just do all that porn and shit.
Yeah, dude.
They're probably making crazy amounts.
Crazy, buddy.
Jesus. All right, let's get into the next one. Do you care about a girl's whole phase before you met her? What she did before you? I mean, that's kind of we were talking about it a little bit. But that's also in relation to their body count. Like if you know they're in a whole phase, you're probably like counting which guys they're with. I don't think that would bug me as long as I didn't see it. Meaning, like, hopefully she wasn't at the bar club being all sloppy up, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want somebody who was like sloppy. If you messed around with a bunch of dudes, cool, whatever.
This is the shit I hate about motherfuckers. Like we're all not gonna sit here and pretend like we ain't dogs, bro. Like all these motherfuckers be like, oh, I can't have my girl doing this. Like, bro, you were that age at one point, and you're like, I wish that fucking girl came up to me like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think everything comes with growth. You know what I mean? Like, let your bro, like, you really gonna want a girl that's never experienced life. Fuck that whole shit, right? Life.
That's why I always say I want a girl who is older, because they more than likely have already experienced life, breakups, been with people, like, have maybe some sort of career going to, like, they've experienced life, heartbreaks, ups and downs. Instead of if you talk to somebody who's pretty young, they haven't really been through shit.
They haven't been through shit,
you know,
bro.
like they haven't been through shit.
And then you lock her up, right? And then you're surprised why she want to go out the club and shake her ass for a shot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We're like, bitch, I'll buy the shot. What the fuck? Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's I want a girl that experienced life. Bro.
That's what your 20s should be. Your 20s, you should be out there
for sure,
doing just having fun. Yeah, do your thing. You know. But me, where I'm at in life right now, is not somebody who's doing that. You know what I mean? Like, just because I'm not saying it's bad if you've done it before.
Right.
I'm saying, like, right now in my life, that's not me. You know, like, I'm more of a let's hustle, let's grind, let's go do shit. Like, let's go have fun.
Yeah, but back to that, like, there's levels to this shit. Like, when you're 21, you're looking for that fucking girl that's ratchet. Even when you're 25. But when you're like 27, around that, and I'm just talking out of me. You know what I mean? Like, once you start, like, right now, I want a girl I can cuddle with on a Sunday all fucking day. I want a girl that I can fucking go out to eat Fridays, go out to parties on Saturdays, hang out with her on fucking through the week. Like I literally just want to cuddle. You know what I mean? Like I'm done with all that other bullshit. Like I think, but like turn it around, right? Picture a fucking old ass motherfucker like me out there fucking still fucking perreando. They're gonna be like, Grandpa, sit your ass down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I go out, like when I do go out, it's like I go out to have fun and I'll fucking have fun. But are you gonna catch me out there every weekend? Probably
Hell
not.
no.
It's like, cause then the next day, it's not the same when you're in 30s recovery, bro. I remember in my 20s, bro, we would go out, maybe sleep a couple hours, up, like nothing happened.
Right.
Now you're just like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You're like, why did I have that one drink? I
Why?
feel like I'm hungover.
Right.
So if they're in their whole, like, if as long as you're past it, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like if you had one, cool, whatever. Like I think it's healthy to have one.
Shit, let's even talk about it.
Yeah, let's
tell me
talk about
about your fucking crazy ass nights. I'll tell you about mine.
All right. So are men more emotionally attached to their side chick or their main?
Fuck. Yes, they're attached to their side bitch.
I say yes too, because if it's not those feelings of like pursuing somebody, having somebody different, and maybe even being secret about it, like could get, you know, those emotions going, that adrenaline going.
Like tap in to the reality of the situation, right? Like you're preventing your main girl. This is why motherfuckers fall in love with their side bitch. Because your main girl knows what you want her to know.
Mm-hmm.
Your side bitch knows you 110%.
She know you got a
She
wife.
even know about your bitch. You know what I mean? Like, and motherfuckers, like, tell me, bro, like, I know Drake talks about all this shit, but that's the side bitch he's singing about, bro, because that's that side bitch
That's
feelings.
true. It's
Because, like, you meet a side chick, but that's the fucked up part about it. Like, in a man, like, you meet a side girl and, like, you know she's a side bitch, but then, like, it's that, like, I'm never gonna get with her because she's a side bitch. Nobody wants a second place.
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm the reason I'm glad you brought this up is because most of the time, the man's not gonna leave the wife for the side. They might tell you, "Oh yeah, like just give me a little bit of time. I love you, girl." He's gonna tell you whatever he can to keep you there. You know, because you've seen the movies. Guy gets caught cheating, gets her a ring, gets her a home. Hey, let's get married. Tries to work it out with him. So there's a higher chance that he's probably not going to leave her for you. It's usually when the girl leaves that the relationship is over.
Right.
Because the guy's going to come back, apologize, do this, X, Y, and Z. And then the girl, when she's fed up and leaves, then that's when they're like, oh, fuck. Like, and then they try to win him back sometimes, right? I'm not saying always. I'm saying, but it happens a lot.
Yeah.
They always try to work it out. If they get caught cheating. Yeah. So if you have somebody telling you, oh no, girl, you're the one, just give me some time. If he really loved you, if he really wanted to be with you, he would have cut that off.
Yeah.
He would have cut that off and been with you.
In reality, and I might get my man card revoked for this, but if you're in that situation, all three parties need to separate.
Yeah.
All three parties. They ain't no winning. Like, ain't no winning. Like, even for the dumb motherfuckers that are like, voy a dejar a mi vieja. For all you fucking gringos, I'm gonna leave my girl. You know, for this, my side chick. You and your side chick are gonna have forever problems because of what she allowed, what she did. It's just not healthy.
And guess what just opened? If you get with the side chick,
she's gonna have a side dude, and you're gonna have another side chick.
Yeah, the side chick
cycle.
Position just opened.
Yep. Applications are going live.
You know, so like if he did it to her, what makes you think he won't do it to you?
And if she allowed that, what's gonna make you think she's not gonna allow it either?
Yeah. So like,
and it's a revolving issue in the mind.
So I absolutely agree. Like, and just because you are the side, doesn't mean that if this separates over here, like you said, he's not gonna be with you. No. Now he's just like, I'm gonna be single for a little while. You were just the side. You were there. Now I'm free to be with anybody.
Because in reality, that man is broken.
Yeah,
that man is broken.
And so he's gonna, if you don't let him take his time and heal, he's just gonna continue being broken with you.
Because you got to tap into the reality of a real relationship. Like you've been in love before. You've been in love before. Yeah. How much energy that takes from you?
It takes a lot,
right?
And especially when it's over too, it takes a lot of energy when it's over.
And when you're fucking in one to another, you didn't give yourself time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like you weren't in the right place, bro. Like,
and that's when usually rebounds happen.
Yeah,
is because they didn't take the time to heal, and it's usually, if you don't take the time to heal, it's usually the next person that you're with, because now you're liking how they're making you feel.
Yeah.
You're falling in love with how they're making you feel, not them. You're falling in love in how they're making you feel. They're giving you attention. They're being intimate. They're taking you on dates. They're doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
But then after a while, once that wears off, you're like, I really don't like this person like that.
Right.
They're cool. They do a lot of cool things for me, but I really don't love this person. Because that's happened to me. Like once that all wears off, you're just like, and I've also been the rebound to somebody, and it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Like everything was going great, and then out of nowhere, they're just like, I don't know if I really feel this.
I miss that fucker.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what? And then the same thing happened to me. I was vibing with this girl, and then after a while, it's just like, I'm not really feeling this.
Right.
And then it destroyed her, because she thought it was going somewhere.
Right.
And ended up just separating. You know what I mean? So like, that's why you have to give yourself some time to heal.
Yeah.
Give it your time and then focus on yourself. I would talk about it all the time. These sucias know. After I had like bad relationship. They were just bad.
How were the gaps between those bad relationships?
A few months.
Damn.
And so, but I'm always like,
few, like 2?
Probably like, I would say like 3-4 months.
Okay.
3-4 months. And then somebody else. And then somebody else. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm not going to date anybody for a while. I never said how long, but it ended up being 3 years before I actually decided to date somebody. But during those 3 years, my business went through the roof. The social media blew up, like because I was able to take time and focus on me instead of focusing on like relationships.
So through those 3 years, you weren't fucking.
I said dating, bro. I didn't say that.
My bad. Exposed.
But that's anybody who's single right now, that is not looking for something serious. That's why sneaky links happen. That's why friends with benefits happen, because they have that need, but they are not looking for somebody.
Let's talk about that. Do you still think there's sneaky links and friends with benefits?
100%.
I feel like that shit died.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
it's because they're not supposed to tell you.
Yeah.
Bro, I've done these TikToks that I've done.
Yeah.
Crazy amount how many people have friends with benefits.
Right.
Sneaky links. And it's funny because sneaky links makes it seem like you guys are sneaking around.
Right.
It's more, that's just the label got put on there. It's more if you're single, they're single, and you just hook up every now and then that's it.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, it's not like you're hiding like being with them or anything like. No, you're just hooking up with them. It's kind of like on the side type of thing.
Right.
So yeah, 100% they're still around. 1,000%.
I haven't come across that shit. That's crazy. Because I feel like everybody's like they I've seen from the homies, you know what I mean? I've seen from the homies like they're like, I'm over here doing this thing, and all of a sudden it becomes like a situationship. That's another thing that I feel like came around.
100%.
Yeah, like that just came around. Like I remember growing up, I never heard that shit.
Yeah, situationships is they have just different names. Situationships, placeholders, and it's
placeholder.
Yeah. And that's because I always say if you're with somebody for over a year and you don't have clear what's going on, what's happening, you're probably a placeholder, because somebody who's into you is probably
like you're a dude in reserve type of shit,
or she's a girl in reserve.
Both ways.
Because I've talked to a girl, I've had girls in situationships, bro. Because I liked her being around, but in my head, this is why like a lot of these girls like it, because I talk about how I used to be. In my head, I'm like, is there better? Can I get better? Let me keep her here like for a little bit while I keep talking to other girls, because once you get in a relationship, you can't talk to these other girls.
No.
But if you guys aren't like official and you get caught talking to somebody else, you can be like, we're not dating.
Yeah.
And now you can't get mad.
Right.
So that's why, like, do guys do it? Absolutely. Do girls do it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If you guys are over a year and you guys aren't like pretty clear on what you guys want,
Right.
it might be time to, make an exit, So, yeah, that's definitely a thing. I don't even know what the original question was, bro. We went straight.
We went off.
Oh, the whole phase. But yes. But yeah, if the whole phase, if you're, as long as you're past it,
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to get you right in the middle of it. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you are, just let us know. You know what I mean?
It's like, if you're just trying to hook up, okay, then
Yeah, keep it
but, like,
real.
date, nah.
Don't get in my emotions.
Oh no, it was the side chick one.
Yeah, the side chick one.
All right. So, does love die in long-term relationships without sex? Can love
Yes.
survive without the physical? Oh, absolutely. One of the biggest topics that I get on the podcast and the TikToks. They go the most. I know you're gonna be mind boggled by this. This girl, she sent me a message. 20 years, never gotten any from her man.
He was fucking somewhere else.
That, or it probably wasn't working and he was just fine with it. Because that's why I said, like, I don't know exactly, because I don't know him. I don't know if he's like going out and like getting other girls, paying other girls and stuff like that. But 20 years? Like, yeah, and they're 10 years, 7 years, 15 years that I've heard, like, all sorts of stuff.
How old?
Oh, and they start getting older. There was
Fuck, kill me at that point.
and so that's why I said, like, you start growing apart, especially if you're not being intimate. But you need to bring it up, because if you're being intimate, like, say you guys live together, you guys are being intimate 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And then it goes to 6 for some reason. Be like, why do we only do it 6?
Right.
Most of the time the girl would just be like, oh, maybe he was just too tired. And so now the guy is like, oh, well, she didn't say anything. 6 days is good enough. But then it's 5. And then it's 4.
But I think a lot of it has to do with like everything being the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit gets boring.
That's why you got to keep it interesting. Naughty science, bro.
I was about to say that. You got me first.
No, that's why you got to keep it interesting. And I'm not saying, like, just try different things. I'm going to give this away.
Uh-huh.
It's 100. I know some guys don't have enough meat for some of these positions in here, but there's some in there for you. Okay.
Yeah.
But this has, I forgot how many cards. I think 50, over 50 positions. 50 different times you can try a different position. Nice. You might find one that you like. Like, be like, hey, babe, for the next 50 days, we're going to try this and see which one we like.
Right.
We're going to try every single one.
Right.
And it's going to be interesting. You may fail, but it'll be a fun experience, because you're going to be like, fuck it. Hell no. We're not doing that again. Because I remember with my ex, we experimented on a position that was fucking horrible. And I was like, who does that? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of work.
Do you have enough dickin for the dickin?
For the majority of the positions, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
For the majority of the positions, there hasn't been one where I was like, sorry,
not enough dick for this. Not enough for this.
It's
task.
like, sorry, like, we won't be able to do this one. But trying stuff, and then also, like, I know we talked about it, is like including things. Don't be afraid. Including a toy is not saying you're not enough.
Yeah.
It's just adding to it.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, if she can go off even more with you just using something else to help you out.
And for
too.
my broke boys, right? Like, there's all kinds of shit you can try at home, like wax, like candle wax.
Yeah, wax, restraints. I love restraining up a girl.
Yeah.
Not like the crazy, like, freaking, she's like floating in the air.
Is that right, Bess?
It's more like I like to tie the hands.
Yeah.
Or like on the bed where, like, they can't move, because I like the feeling of, I'm going to do what I need to do here and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I like that, because there was this one girl who, this was the first time I had the magical waterfalls on my face, right?
Nice. That's Jessica.
And so, but she wouldn't let me.
Right.
Because she's like, no, because every time I feel, she's like, it feels really super sensitive. So she never wanted a guy to, like, going down on her, like, to finish. She would never let me, because, like, she would get close, and then she would just kind of like kick me away, right? And then one time I was like, she's not going to do this. tied her fucking hands up. And I was like, oh, I just want to try this. And she's like, oh, okay. And then, but now she doesn't have her hands to help her like push my head away. She was just trying to like wiggle out. Like that didn't help because I had a good old lock on the legs. Yeah. And then like I kept going, and then all of a sudden,
nice.
And she said it felt amazing. It felt like I felt great because I was like, I got her to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that was with the restraints. But then I learned that I liked tying girls up because I liked that whole like dominant thing.
Yeah.
You know, where like I take control.
Yeah.
I used to wear it. I still have it. I have a necklace that's made out of Kevlar, but it's made to tie people up. But it just looks like a necklace. And then I like showed it one time to a girl. I was like, look, this is made to tie people up. She's like, what are you talking about? And then the way I tied her up, after that, she was like, well, she told me the next day, she's like, as soon as you tied me up like that, she's never been tied up before. She was like, you could have done whatever you wanted to me. She's like, I would have let you. You know what I mean? Like some girls like this stuff. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, don't be afraid to include. You might find out that you like something that you never thought you was gonna like.
And it's crazy because like some girls like that, like scare shit, like come mask and fucking take me type of shit. You're like, what?
Yeah. And the only way you're gonna find this out, and the only way you're gonna find out things that you like, that you enjoy, is by trying. Like if you don't try, how are you gonna know?
Right.
So I'm always down to try something that I haven't tried. The only thing that I will not try, I tell the girls all the time, is you're not getting around this booty. Nothing goes in me.
Yeah.
And you're not getting around the groceries down there.
Right. I haven't done that either. Yeah. And then like I make sure like that it's not pleasing down there. You know what I mean?
But to a girl, I always say it like it's a buffet line. If the booty is on the buffet, I'm gonna put some on my plate. I'm gonna take some of that.
Right.
You know? But if they're like, oh, there's no booty, I'd be like, cool. I'm not gonna be like, I need to have the booty too. Like, no. Like if it's not on the buffet line, cool, whatever. But if it's there, put some on my plate. You know what I mean?
Bring that ass out. Yeah.
But this is how you learn different stuff too, like that you like, including like edible lubes, like doing all this stuff. The reason it gets boring, because I've been there with an ex. We weren't being intimate. It was the same position, so it was just like repetitive boringness. We did this position. She finished, I finished, and then we're good. It was like the same thing, clockwork. And so it was just more of a hassle because you're just like, then I got to go get clean myself, and then like she got to clean herself, and then like, you know what I mean? It just wasn't there anymore. But once you start trying these other things, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, do what to her? And then if the girl is into it too, like I've had girls introduce me to stuff and I'm just like, yes, please. Like, let's do some of that. So if you're feeling like you guys aren't being intimate anymore, that's the beginning of a huge problem later on.
I believe so too.
So definitely, if you guys aren't hooking up at least a couple times, I'm giving you guys a bare minimum here, a week. It's gonna go bad real quick.
Right. And for all the men that have big ass egos, like for them to be like, oh, well, she doesn't need it today. Oh, that she needs it.
Oh yeah, she's just not telling you.
She's not telling. She can probably somewhere else, or she ain't fucking.
It's eventually gonna get somebody else is gonna give it to her, and then you're gonna be like, why the fuck you cheat? Right. Because you weren't giving it to her, bro.
You weren't,
and she was craving it.
Groceries.
You weren't eating no groceries. You weren't playing with the groceries.
Yeah, you have to.
So definitely pay attention to your girl, okay? And ladies too, because I've had this dude sent me a message too. Shout out to the guys who send messages too. He was like, my girl just doesn't want to be intimate anymore. And he's like, I want it from her. I want to please. I was like, maybe she's checked out. You know, I don't know more of the context. I was like, did you guys go a long period without doing it? Because maybe now she's checked out. And now she doesn't want to do it with you. Or maybe she just doesn't want to do it with you anymore. She's not attracted to you anymore like that. I was like, it's really hard to be like, it's this. Because I don't know. I was like, it all started from somewhere.
Right.
You know, like when did you see that change? Like when did you see that she no longer wanted to hook up? Or it was more of a chore? Ladies, it shouldn't be a chore.
Right.
Is he boring?
But see, when it starts becoming a chore to a dude, like there's a lot of issues going into there. Like, because I believe that the chase should never end.
Yeah.
I think the surprises should always be there. Like sex and relationships, I think it's always like from the first time y'all met and you're like, I need to have her. I need to have her. And when you get her and that stops, that's not the girl for you or that's not the dude for you. You know what I mean? Because like something just stopped. So it was just fun in the beginning and it's whack towards the end of the day. Back to what you were saying earlier, you know what I mean? But it's just like,
But keeping it fun. Like the random quickie in the car,
yeah,
that's fun. If you're constantly fucking in the car, there's something going on.
yeah.
You know, like why only in the car? But sometimes, because sometimes I don't know why, I'll see a girl getting dressed and that shit turns me on for some reason and I want to rip off all the clothes.
Right.
And so I've done it in dressing rooms because she was showing me like her outfits and I'm like, right here. And we did it quietly, but like in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Right. Just because it was fun. And now I'm sure she tells people like, oh yeah, I've done it in the dressing room. Like we did it in a public park too, but like hidden. Right.
I've been in a date and I've been like, ha ha ha. Let's fuck in that bathroom, good lighting. And she's like, let's do it. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on, what?
Yeah. And then there's people who I've never done it in the theaters. There's some people who've done it. And I was like, how?
Right.
I was like, first of all, well, if you had like the recliner chairs and not a lot of people around you, I can see it. I was like, but if you're in those uncomfortable small chairs, I was like, how? Like that shit is how's she putting her legs, right? Like,
right.
It seems uncomfortable to me, but
right.
Just continue to have fun, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah, spark it up all the time.
Absolutely. Ooh, this one's good. Would you rather be cheated on emotionally or physically?
Emotionally.
Emotionally?
Yeah. That way I can run. You know what I mean? No, physically, 100%. You know what I mean? Because I think that's where men cheat the most. You know what I mean? It's more like a physical, like, damn, she bad as fuck, she have fat ass. It's when a girl or a man emotionally get attached to somebody else that's like, there's no coming back from that. And I think that hurts more.
Yeah, I would agree. Like the whole emotional cheating would probably hurt more because they probably been talking for a long time.
Long time.
You know, there had to be some time invested into this for them to feel like that.
Right.
Because you don't just meet somebody and then they're like, oh, this is how I feel towards them. Because sometimes you never, like, if you're not hooking up and she just wanted to get it somewhere and just smashed, maybe that one hurt less.
Yeah.
But knowing that she was on the phone talking to somebody, messaging somebody, meeting up with somebody, like for a while.
That hurts a lot.
I would kill an ego.
Yeah.
For sure.
Destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think that's why I talked about it before. So it's not like it's the first time. Like I remember my ex and we had broken up 7.5 years together.
Shit.
And so I didn't.
That's Jessica.
No, her name wasn't Jessica.
We're going to find out who the fuck Jessica is.
It's just a random name that it just came up.
I bullshit.
And so I didn't care. That relationship was done. It was over. I didn't care if I heard she went on dates and stuff like that. Yeah, at the time it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, fuck, she's on a date. But I had gone on a bunch of dates too. So like, I couldn't be like, you know, I wasn't doing it. But what fucking destroyed me was, so I found out she was talking to so-called close friend. This dude let him stay at my house.
No.
Like I went to visit them. I would stay at their home. We would hang out. One time he came to visit.
Was he in a relationship?
No. He was gonna get in a fight, and I was like, bro, I'm there. What's up? Like, I got your back. Like that type, like family type vibes, right? And so July comes around.
He wasn't a man's man.
No. So this is I found out a little bit later, but it all started to make sense. We all went to a buddy's home. He was in town. We all went to a buddy's home, and he was like, hey, like, where are you gonna be at? I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be over there. He said, all right, cool, I might pull up. I was like, Mike, you in town? I'm like, pull up. And his brothers showed up. But they kept looking at me. And you know what I mean? Like, they kept looking at me like if I knew. And you know when you get those weird vibes?
Yeah.
I was like, why is he looking at me like that? Like, trying to see my reaction or something. And then later on, like a few days later, somebody else told me, he's like, hey, bro, I saw so-and-so down there with so-and-so. Like they were like, it looked like they were together. And I was like, what? And that, I felt backstabbed. I felt, especially that I found out they had been talking for like a few months, that he came to visit. I remember this trip because he came super quick out of nowhere. And because I talked to him, but he found out that we broke up. And so he was in town. Yeah, he came to visit. And I'm thinking he just came for a quick trip, but he came to see her. He came to talk to her. He came to hang out with her.
Where were you at?
I was in town, but that's like the whole emotional cheating. Or not, I felt like it was cheating because it was him. And she knew like we were boys.
That's double.
And then he knew I was with her forever. You know? And so finding out that since that time they had been talking. And I guess they met up a few times after that. And then, so it was getting close to a year before I found out. But it wasn't like she cheated on me, but it felt like it. Because just that backstabbing feeling, you know, backstabbed by both of them. No. They didn't end up together. I've never felt that type of anger. Not like I'm going to do something to them, but I just, like that anger I had inside, like the hurt, the way like I cried about it. I don't think my mom has ever seen me like that. Like, and she hates her because once your mom sees you like that,
right?
Oh, she'll never like you again. Never. Even if you happen to get back together, never gonna like you again. She might be cordial with you, but she gonna hate you. And that's how my sister is too. Like, my sister will like you until she doesn't. But that's why I feel like emotional cheating would feel like that.
It sucks, dude.
And like, I can't explain the feeling. It was like a betrayal, backstabbing. And if you know the
I think the worst part is you tapping into like second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I?
Yeah. And luckily I didn't go through that, but I can see that. I can see that 100%. Like, why wasn't I enough? You know, like what was going on here? I haven't experienced that, but just like the whole, like finding out, when you start finding out each thing that was happening along the way, you're just like,
and it sucks because like you find out the snapshot of it, but there's more to it.
It's so deeper than that. Yeah, it's so much deeper than that. And I've seen him after that, like a few times, because I know I'm still cool with like some people he knows, but him, it's kind of like DMX said. I don't know if you saw that clip. He's like, if you know they're a snake, accept that they're a snake and just treat them like a snake. Yeah. Meaning like, yeah, you're around, but I know you. I know what you do. And it's like, so I got my eyes on you. Like, yeah, you can hang around. Because I know we know a lot of the same people. I was like, but I know, like, I'm watching you. And because he says, like, if you know he's a snake, trust he's going to be a snake. If you know he's a liar, trust he's going to be a liar. He's like, so don't be surprised when it happens. So, like, when you know people are like that around you, just be careful. You know what I mean? Like, would I ever trust him with somebody around me like that again? Hell no. I just keep my distance now from, like, people like that. But yeah, bro, that fucking sucks. So for the fellas out there, you don't want to feel that type of pain. So like if your relationship isn't going the greatest, maybe the pain of a heartbreak is better than the pain of finding all that stuff out.
Betrayal sucks.
Because I'm telling you, like you said, like you get this is where you caught them. But then once you start finding out, getting all the rest of the pieces, it just hurts more and more, and it gets worse and worse. Because I found this out, and then I found this out, and then this out, and then this out, and I'm just like, it kept going back, and I'm like, the fuck? Like, we were hanging out this day when you came, like, and you were looking at me at my face, you know, you know what I mean? Like that, just anger and pain and like, betrayal.
I'm sorry with that. That shit sucks.
Oh, it fucking sucked at that time. But now looking back, it helped me become like, obviously pay attention to people around you a little bit more.
But see, that type of shit goes back to your AIDS question. Like, why put yourself in a position of any fucking type of danger? You know what I mean? And I think that's where it's very important for you to go through what we call healing, growth, what you really want. Because in reality, like, why settle for less? Like, we only get one shot in life.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm about to start motivational speaking, right? But like, you only get one shot in life, and it's why settle for less? Just because you like this one person, and listen, I'm not saying that a female that has AIDS, it's
bad.
terrible. What's terrible is that you are so emotionally invested that you're not able to make a clear decision of where you really want to be at. And I think that's what men and women really need to fucking learn how to do, is learn how to ditch it, like remove yourself from the emotional and really have a very clear thought process of like, do I really want to be in this position right now? Because at the end of the day, if you break off, you're gonna find something else.
Yeah.
Because there's something here for everybody.
I always say that there's always someone for somebody.
Right. And you don't need to like just settle for something that you're like honestly, if I really gotta sit down and break my piece and really think about like, is this person the right person for me? It's not the right person.
Yeah, if you have to think about it, probably not.
Right. So just make the right decision and be okay enough to say, you know what, I'm gonna miss this person, but I'm better off without.
Yeah. And another thing that I wanted to bring up with this topic too is that anger that I felt, some people don't know how to control it. And that's where you hear
domestic violence.
Homie shot other dude. They got in a fight. This accident happened. This dude passed away.
Right.
Because you don't know how they're going to act when they get to that point.
Right.
Luckily, I was able to control everything. Oh, I wanted to destroy him.
But you know what, Sonny, you watched that Bronx Tale?
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay, so in Bronx Tale, Sonny tells a story about, he says, yeah, man, the man owes, and I can't quote it before everybody gets so crazy on me. But he goes, man, that man owes me $5. I'm not gonna go, like, you know, what should I do? He goes, just be grateful you lost $5. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes in life, when you're put in a position with somebody that you really like and they fucking betray you, just be glad you lost them. You know what I mean?
And it's not continuing to happen.
It's not continuing happening to you. And it sucks. It's not fast. It's better said than done. You know what I mean? But like, just be happy it's not in your aura anymore where it's going to destroy you harder.
Yeah, and you got to be careful too, because the reason I bring that up is I talked about it too before, is like I was hooking up with a married girl at their place. Homie came back. He walked in. I was terrified because I was like, what is he gonna do? You know, like at that point, you don't know how is he gonna hurt me. Like I'm sitting there fucking naked, bro.
So you can't fight?
Oh, I can fight, but like you don't know what they're gonna do. Yeah, exactly. Does he got a strap on him? Like, what's he gonna do? Like, I'm like half like naked, bro, and like I can't do much. And so, but there's people who he got mad at her and just started yelling at her. That's when I took my exit. But there's sometimes bro comes in, you guys either throw down, he pulls out a strap. Like you there's documentaries on it, there's movies on it. You get blasted, he ends you.
OJ didn't do it though. Huh? OJ didn't do
it. But you know what I mean? Like you don't know how somebody's gonna react. That's why I always like, would I put myself in that position again? I don't know. Because I had a girl like hit me up and she's like, hey, like we should meet up. And I'm like, I don't know. Because last time that happened, you know, it's almost like PTSD. I was like, I got so, like at that moment.
So walk me through your exit, because I'm very interested in that. Like, so she's getting yelled at. What is your next move? Like, what are you
As soon as I saw him, okay, this is what happened. We're hooking up, right?
Right.
She's on all fours, right? I'm doing my thing.
Fuck.
No, I'm doing my thing, right?
Yeah.
But then I hear a door close. And then that's when I'm like, what was that? And like everything just stopped, right? And because she even heard it, she's like, I was like, was that a door? And then you just hear walking, bro. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I was like, I thought you said he was gone. You know, like we had that like quick.
Was your dick still inside?
No, at that point I had evicted. Out. Cause like my first thing was like, oh, fuck. Like, where's my shit? Not like gunnery. Like, where's my boxers, bro?
Right.
Cause this dude's about to walk in. Cause you can hear the footsteps coming closer.
Right.
And so like, and you know, like when you can kind of tell that he's walking with a purpose, because like I think he knows.
He knew.
Like he knew something was going down. And walks in. Obviously you can see she's butt ass naked, but like has the covers on her now. Like it's typical movie shit. She has the covers on.
Does she have an OnlyFans?
No.
Fuck, okay.
And then I'm just standing there waiting to see what happens.
Right.
But terrified. Fucking scared.
Right.
Because not because I can't fight. I'd fuck him up easy. But I'm like, what is he gonna do? Because the whole of, is he gonna pull out a gun? Does he have weapons? Did he bring somebody? Like all this, I always go to worst case scenario in my head. Worst case scenario. So I'm thinking like this dude's gonna shoot me instantly. But then he like walks in, obviously confirms that, and then just like looks at her and just starts yelling at her. I don't know what, because I was more of like, what the fuck is happening? Wasn't even paying attention to what he started yelling at her. I saw that and I was like, grab my shit. I saw like whatever I saw there, I grabbed it. I was missing socks. I didn't even grab a shoe. I just grabbed whatever I could.
What kind of shoes were they?
What kind of shoes? I think I had some Air Maxes, black Air Maxes.
Shit, fuck.
That Air Max 90s.
Those are demon time shoes too.
And so it was like when you see your pile of shit,
Yeah.
just grabbed it because I knew my keys were in my pants. And so like I knew right there.
Imagine losing your keys and having to come back.
At that point, I probably would have hoped I got my phone and called somebody to come pick me up, and I would just walked off. I was not about to go over there because then that's how you end up getting popped, bro. Like,
right.
You go back, hey, can I get my keys? No, so I would have just walked home. But that's what happened. And after that, just like the whole being scared. And that's why I'm saying, like, you don't know how somebody's gonna react. Because that's why I was scared. And that's why, like, if you're planning to do like this stuff.
And there's horror stories, dude. Like,
oh yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to expose other people's
whole
bullshit.
murder suicide.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to expose people's bullshit, but I just know something about a dude that was in a situation and like they got in a shootout and killed a guy and he's in jail. You know, and it's like your life can change like this.
Just because you weren't treating your girl right and she ended up cheating with somebody else, you know, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So
and at the end of the day, you were the victim.
I was the victim.
You're the victim.
I knew they were married. I knew they were, but that was when Edgar was like, I was more of a, that's not my problem. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're not my problem. She's hooking up with me. That's your problem.
Well, of course, you had black on black Air Maxes, dog. Like you were on some demon
I was
time.
on demon time. So like at that point, I was like, it's not my problem. It's not my
Right.
It's not my girl.
Right.
You know? But then after that happened, I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be doing all that, especially in their home, you know, because that's even more disrespectful. Now looking back, the bed they sleep in, like their home.
And I mean, the homeboy must have fucking gone through it.
Yeah, and the bed they sleep in, their kids' home.
The rent he pays. Like, fuck the money, bro. Like, fuck the money. Like, it's the time he spent making it to support it.
Yeah.
This was like, damn, like I just killed this time for my man's over here. By the way, his website's opening on May 1st.
May 1st, Naughty Science.
Maybe if he went into, your website.
If you would've bought some toys, bro.
This shit would have happened.
She was a freak though.
Certified
freak, bro.
I mean, would you hit her back up?
No.
No.
I mean,
just hit my boy up and let's just see how this goes. He's single.
yeah, but she was also, so I talk about it in my TikToks, like where I say it's not a chew toy, because she started using her teeth when she went down.
Oh,
and that shit fucking hurt.
no, that's just fire for
Yeah.
that.
So like that's why, like, I don't know, because she would,
But
You know when like she's doing it and you told her that you don't like it, but then she accidentally does it, because when you're doing something to a girl and then you accidentally do it to her. Because I remember I was hooking up with a girl, right? And then like there's this one position that I like where I can play with her, and then like while she's going down, right? But sometimes she said she didn't like any booty action, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. But sometimes the finger may have not slipped in, right?
right,
And so she's
wet
like,
or
stop.
dry?
Wet.
Oh, you're a gentleman.
Yeah, and she's like, stop, don't do that. And I'm like, oh, sorry, my bad, you know? And so I would get that from her, right? I would be like, hey, don't use teeth. I don't like that. And then she would
I thought
use
she
her
put the
teeth.
finger in the
Yeah,
booty.
No, and she would,
wet.
she would use her teeth.
Okay.
And I'd be like, I was like, fuck, don't, you know? Like, it would start getting annoying, you know? Like, that
Was
shit
the
would-
mouth too small or the shit too thick?
No, she just liked using her teeth.
That's
like, for some
crazy.
reason. She's like, I like to bite it. I was like, I don't like it. And that's why I'm like,
She likes to bite.
and I was like, it's not a fucking
Yeah.
chew toy. Like, it's not a chew toy. Just like girls are sensitive down there, we're sensitive
Yeah,
too.
we're
Like, yeah, do your thing, get sloppy with it, split it on it, like do all sorts of
Yeah.
stuff. Just don't bite it. Don't use your teeth. And
That's
like,
crazy.
she would like close her mouth and then like, yeah,
oh
with her teeth, bro. The shit hurts.
fuck.
Yeah, horrible experience, by the way.
Jesus. Don't hit her back up, dog. She's fire.
So that's why. But like in other things, she was a freak.
a certified freak.
Yeah, she was a certified freak. But in like some other things, I was like, I don't want to go through that again.
You think her man got it like 5 times? You got it to 6, 7?
Oh, I don't even know.
How many times were you hitting that?
Her?
Yeah. A week.
Probably like 2 or 3.
Damn, that's a healthy relationship.
Because I mean, she had to sneak away.
Right.
You know, she would constantly have to sneak away. And it was at random times too, because sometimes she would hit me up and she was like, hey, what are you doing? Let's meet up. I'm like, fuck, I'm asleep. You know, like, but I'm just thinking, cool, let me go get it real quick.
Right.
But then sometimes she would use certain things as an excuse. She would go to dinner with her friends, and then she would say she's leaving, like with her friends. I'm outside waiting for her. She would like drive down the street, get my car, we would hook up, and then like do her thing, and then she would go home.
Back to only fucking in the car was the problem.
And that's why I'm saying, like, at that time I didn't give a fuck. But now I'm just more of like, I ain't trying to do all that. Like, because I wouldn't want it to be done to me either, right? You know, like imagine the girl you're with is like messing around with, and I wouldn't let it get to that point either. Let me
Right.
put that out there. I wouldn't let it get to that point. So the last one that I have here is, should men also fake orgasms? And I always say it's really hard for a guy to fake an orgasm, but I've done it.
I've done it too.
I've done it because it wasn't pleasurable. I just wanted it to be over. And I did the cookie smell saga on my TikToks, went crazy. And I talked about how girls smell down there. And most guys would have been like, I would have never done it. This is why I'm saying, like, in the moment, you do some things that you don't know if you would do it or not. But pulled their panties down, stunk. So I was like, definitely not going down.
Right.
But I was like, I still want to get some. And so I'm thinking like, all right, I won't go down over here. It won't smell that bad. But like I kept going, and like you could smell it.
Oh.
And I was just like, it started turning me off and off and off. And then finally I was like, I couldn't finish because I wasn't turned on. And so like I had flipped her over, and I'm like, oh. I'm not saying I went, I just like spit. Like, you know how you like just like let it kind of like fall out, but on her back. I was like, oh, like I acted like I finished, and the spit just like came
Hold
down.
on. So you raw dog that?
And so, well, because I didn't raw dog it.
Okay.
Had a condom, but she wanted me to finish on her.
Okay.
'Cause she liked how it felt, right? And so, because I remember that, and I was like, okay, that's weird, but sure. And I couldn't finish.
Okay.
And so that's why I was like, did the whole spitting thing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Was
Fuck.
not. And I'm sure other guys say the
Yeah.
same thing, you know, like they finish. But for the most part, it's really hard because, and you can see it, like, especially if you're raw dogging it.
Yeah.
It's going to come out of them.
Yeah.
Like when as soon as like they use the restroom or something, they're gonna look for it. Trust me. If they're not, they're gonna look for it to see if it's there.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for a guy to fake it. But can a guy fake it? Yeah. Should you fake it? No. Because I tell the girls the same thing. If you fake it, now that guy thinks that he's doing a great job.
Right.
When he really wasn't.
Right.
For example, there's this TikTok that this girl sent a message. She was like, my man asked how it was, and I told him it was the best I ever had.
It was
and
whack.
And she said it was actually the worst I ever had. And I'm like, so now you boosted this guy's ego. And now he thinks everything that he's been doing
Works.
Now he doesn't know what to get. I'm not saying tell him he sucked. Be like, oh, it was great. But hey, next time you should do this. Like coach him along. Like if you're a person, hey, oh, I loved it when you did this. You know, that got me off, right? And so now, because I'm always like, I like doing what girls, I always ask them what positions they like, what they don't like, because I was like, I want to give them a great experience.
Right.
And so just coaching them along, telling them, hey, like I liked it when you did this. Now, like if that was me, I'm going to be like, I'm going to do that more because it gets her off. I'm going to do this more because it gets her off, right? Because she told me that she really liked that. You know, don't tell them, hey, you sucked, you know? Maybe it might work. It worked on me because back when I was a teenager, I thought I was killing it, destroying like anything, right? This girl, I had the balls to ask her too. I was like, oh, was it great? Was it the best? And she's like, actually, it kind of sucked. And I was like, huh? Me? Me sucked? And she's like, yeah, it was all right. It wasn't the greatest. Us being teenagers, I was like, destroyed me at that time. Because in my head, I'm thinking I'm doing the greatest job ever, right?
But I mean, I feel like that's the best communication.
Yeah, but the reason I say that's great is because I, after that, said no girl will ever say that again.
Yeah.
So I was on a mission to make sure I was at least great.
You Edgar send that shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because just that feeling, you know what I mean? Like a girl telling you fucking sucked. Being intimate. I was like, I never want to be told I suck ever again. So I started looking up different stuff. At the time, like MySpace was like, internet was slowly coming around.
Shit.
So like, I would slowly start like trying to see what I could find. You know, videos, be like, oh, that looks like it works. Or like, and I would try it. You know, when you hook up with somebody, you try some of these things. And then you get like, you start learning based off their body language. Because if they're really enjoying something,
yeah,
they're going to do these weird body movements. And you have to be able to read that.
Yeah.
You know, their moans are going to be a little bit different.
And this goes back to what we were talking about when like a girl's experience. Like, it's dope for a girl to be like, yo, like, you weren't that great. You should look up. You know, like they give you instruction. Like, you should look up how to please a woman that has a high tolerance or a high sex drive or whatever, right? And that's up to you. Like, now I'm gonna do my research. But now you know what to look for.
Yeah.
You know?
And the best time to coach somebody is in the beginning. Because they're willing to do whatever it takes to please you, to like make you fall in love with them. So they're gonna do whatever it takes.
Right.
So if they suck then and you think they're gonna get better eventually, probably not gonna happen.
Right.
But then, like, because the reason I say this is because I get the TikToks where they're like 5 years in and he's still vanilla. Well, because you didn't tell him anything in the beginning. Now that you bring it up, guess what? Be like, because that's how guys are. Like, why is it a problem now? You know,
Right.
like it was great then. Now it's not a problem. But if it wasn't great then, you should have brought it up then when they're willing to change, willing to research your body and learn different things. 5 years down the road, they're probably just gonna be like, girl, I've given you this dick for 5 years. Like, and now you're complaining about it. Don't let that happen, you know? And same with the girl, like if you want to tell her you want to try different stuff too.
Right.
You know, some girls don't like to, I would not want to be with I don't know if you've ever experienced it. A pillow princess, do you know what that is?
No.
Is when they literally just lay there.
Oh shit! I've known them as a dead fish.
Oh, a dead fish is perfect.
Dead fish, yeah.
Yeah, they call them pillow princesses too. That's what I've known them by. And
I had a chef that was like, he's like, yeah, he goes, I'm gonna go home today and I'm gonna fuck my dead fish. I'm like, what you mean? He goes, yeah, my wife just lays in bed and just takes it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ.
yeah, see, like that cannot be me, because if I'm with somebody, I need you to be throwing it back. I need you to be moving. I need you to be moaning. I need you to give me some feedback.
Yeah.
Because I've been with somebody who just lays there. I thought she was like, "Are you fall asleep? You okay?" And then I start questioning myself.
Right.
You know, I was like, "Is it not great? Like, what's going on? Like, am I not performing?"
Right.
After it was over, she was like, "That was the best I ever had." I was like, "Girl, I thought you did. I thought you died.
Right.
I thought you were passed the fuck out."
Right.
She was just like laying, like no moaning, no like she was just like,
Dry.
you just hear her breathing,
What the fuck?
like, and then I'm just like trying to get like smacking her a little, like the booty a little bit, see if I can get any reaction. Nothing.
And fellas, don't be scared. Like, slap that ass.
Yeah.
It was some. To some. Right?
I should have been like, you know what? This is over. Like, I'm out. Like, what the fuck? Like, I thought you fell asleep. Yeah, that's the worst. I would never want to be with somebody like that.
Yeah.
I don't care how hot they are.
And this goes back to like the chemistry in bedroom. That's why that shit's important.
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine, like, you know how you were like, yo, imagine like finding out she has AIDS. Imagine putting in work for 6 months and y'all smash and it's a whack.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And then like you could even be like, maybe that was the first time. Cool. Maybe it's gonna get better. And then it's the same shit.
But fellas, if it takes 6 months, she's not the one.
Or she could be the one because she just fucked up too many times and let people smash.
Yeah.
And they ended up dipping out, because that's the advice I give them. I was like, if you're letting them smash right away and then they leave, that's all they wanted.
But
so maybe letting them, like, holding off for a little bit, because
But like I think that's where like it's not natural, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine going to a date with a girl like thinking like or a man thinking like I can't put it out right now. Like just go through the fucking motions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go through the motions.
if the vibe, that's why I'm saying, like, also too, because I've been asked, is it bad to do it on the first day? No. If things are great, then go for it. You know, I remember when I met my ex from Dallas, we hooked up the first day and we dated for like a year and a half after that. It was just like a great day. We went and did stuff during the day. We hung out, went to lunch. I took her back to her hotel. She got ready, changed. We went to dinner, got drinks. And then afterwards, I was like, do you want to come back to my Airbnb? Because we ended up meeting somewhere else. And she's like, yeah, let's go. And so we went over there. One thing led to another, and we hooked up. And then we dated for a year and a half.
Yeah.
But the vibes were great. But at the same time, she also ran the risk of, that's all I wanted, I'm out. You know, but how do you know? You don't.
You don't know.
But you just go based off the vibes. Like, go based off of like how you're feeling. At the end of the day, we're all adults. We can do whatever we want, and we just have to accept what comes with it.
And fellas, I'm gonna give y'all the cheat code. Like, go on a date and don't expect shit. Don't go for shit. Just go through the motions. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes you meet a very attractive woman and like you really sit down and have dinner with her and you're like, this girl sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this girl sucks. Just be open about everything. You know what I mean? Just keep it real. Just keep it. Go through the motions. And if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Yeah. But all of that shit matters. You know what I mean? If it doesn't happen, why didn't it happen? Was she not feeling me? Is she serious? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing about like, let's wait 30 days or 7 business days. Like, to me, that's worse than, because it's almost like it's a planned agenda than to what's really happening. Because like, I really want to get to know a person. Mm-hmm. I really want to get to know a person. I really want to know if they're feeling me. I really want to know if they're vibing with me. Like, I can only imagine meeting a girl that's like, I'm going to talk to him for 3 dates and then 30 days later and whatever, right? And I'm like, you know what I mean? At that point, I'm like, are you into me? Mm-hmm. Do you like me? I mean, I'm putting in my work. I'm doing the right things. Because there's women you meet or men you meet and you're like, I'm going to fuck them and that's it. And there's people you meet and you're like, I'm going to be with, I kind of like, I'm attracted to this person. I'm gonna see what their vibe is like. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But kind of putting an agenda and a timeline, I think that's very robotic.
Yeah, I mean, if the girl wants to wait, I agree waiting for a little while.
100.
Because especially if she's had that hooked up with somebody, ghosted her. Hooked up with somebody, ghosted her. You know what? Don't hook up with the next guy right away. Wait a little. I'm not saying wait 6 months. I'm saying like give it a few dates.
Yeah, a few time.
You know? And then if you're still vibing the same,
But same things with dudes. Like, don't go in there and be like, I'm gonna fuck her because I bought her a steak. No.
oh yeah, that trust me, fellas, I'll tell you right now, that girls get turned off when you're like, when you tell, or you're like, oh yeah, I brought you here, and they can feel when you are expecting something
Right.
from, like if you don't want to go spend a lot of money, don't take her somewhere because she might hook up with you, might not hook up with you. You know, like I spent one time probably like $400 on a dinner. I didn't get any, but I wasn't disappointed because I wasn't like, I'm gonna meet her, I'm gonna take her here. She's gonna be like, I have to hook up with you because of this. No, it was just gave her a great time. Cool. We ended up hooking up later on, but I wasn't expecting that the first date. And some guys expect that I'm gonna spend all this money and I need to get some. And some guys, because just based off these TikToks, they kind of let it be known. Like, oh, I'm gonna take you here. I'm gonna do this for you. Dang, the bill was this much. I never. Girls were like, how much it was? I was like, I don't know. They're like, well, how much was it? It's probably pretty. It's cool.
And that's another thing. Like, if you don't, if you have to look at the bill and break it up, don't go out.
Oh yeah. Well, don't take them there.
But I just mean in general.
Well, yeah, because I always say if a guy is trying to court you, trying to get with you, a girl I've never split a bill with a girl.
Yeah.
Never. Because has a girl taken me out to dinner for my like birthday and stuff like that? Absolutely. Because even then it's hard for me to let them pay because I still try to pay.
Yeah.
But am I there to be like, hey, like you got half of this or what? Like this girl, she literally tried giving me cash one time because like where I took her, we got a bunch of drinks. We had a great time. It was a vibe. And she's like, no, let me pay half. I was like, I don't know what dudes you've been dating.
Yeah.
I was like, but not over here, girl.
And it's not even with women, my boy. Like, I think it's in general. Like if I'm gonna tell you, hey, let's go have some drinks, I'm gonna pay for the bill. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm inviting you.
Yeah, and see, like I like doing that as well.
Yeah.
But it's funny how like we get so accustomed to, oh, 5 of us split it 5 ways. You know? Like there's a time and a place to do that. Like if you want to do that.
And I mean, I like fuck. Like,
but to me, that's why I like that I've been blessed to be somewhat successful.
Yeah.
Where I can do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes like I go out to eat with my parents like and I pay for it. Right. I remember the first time like I started doing really well and I'm like, damn, I'm making some money, right? Whole family went out to dinner and they're like, my little brother, I remember this. He's like, "Are we gonna split the bill? Like what are we doing?" And I didn't say anything. I went to the waitress. I was like, "Here's my card. I got it. Don't even come and bring the bill or anything. Just run the card." And then once the dinner was over, and they're like, "All right, hey, thanks. See you guys later." And they're like, "The bill?" And then I had walked off, and I heard her. She's like, "Well, he covered it." And then afterwards, like it felt good being like, "Hey, I was able to pay for everybody." And then same like when I go out with friends sometimes I cover the bill. I'm like, I got it.
And it's dope.
And I'm never expecting anything back from me.
It's dope when I'm with my circle, right? Like, fuck, we don't talk about this day, but there was a 3-day weekend, and I'm not gonna say what 3-day weekend it was because I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble. So that day I started and I'm not gonna say the game because I don't want to give it out because we got into some shit, right? So I hit up my homies, I hit up the chat, and I was like, yo, I'm at Cheeseburgers and Beers. Everybody pull up. I swear in like 15, 20, 30 minutes, everybody was there. So we end up at Cheeseburgers and Beer, and we all get shots, we get food, and I pay for it. Mm-hmm. Boom. And we end up leaving because they don't want to serve one of my friends because she doesn't have an ID. So we're like, let's go somewhere else then. Let's go to Westgate. So we go to Westgate. And then now my homie's like, I got it. You got it. I got it. It was a bunch of us. Throughout the night, we all covered the bill, right? And it was like, you got it already. I got it already. Some bills were 400. Some bills were 600. Some bills were 30. Some bills were comped. Some bills were kicked out because we got kicked out of at a place too. You know what I'm saying? So like this happened like early in the morning and didn't end till like 2 in the morning. You know what I mean? And it was like the drunkest we've all been as a team. But it was so cool. It was so cool and so rewarding to not only just be like, I got it, but to see that my homies have it, my homegirls have it. For like my homegirl, we're at Ojos Locos, and my homegirl said, give my fucking kings a shot. And the girl's about to grab a shot. She goes, give them the most expensive one. You know, and it was like, it was cool to see her flex, like that she's gonna take care of us. It wasn't even about the money. It was like, they've taken care of me, I got them. You know what I mean? And it was cool. Yeah. But I see what you're saying with the whole rewarding thing, because like it was dope to see a whole entire squad kind of being like, I got friends with money and I got money too.
Yeah, and it's cool when it doesn't feel like they're taking advantage, because there's some people who take advantage of people. They're like, oh, he got it.
Yeah.
He got it. Like, of course he's gonna get it. I hate that.
And we're literally driving and they're like, we're going here. I got the bill.
Yeah.
And we go to that place and it gets comped. Mm-hmm. And we're like, you said you got it, so now sell it to the next person.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and it was cool.
Yeah, and it's cool because like then you know they're not taking advantage of you, and it feels rewarding at the end of the day. And then same with like if I'm trying to court a girl, that's why I've never, just thinking of imagine like you're at a dinner.
Yeah.
They bring the bill. And how do you ask her to pay for how? Like, I don't think I would have the balls to ask, hey, you got half of this or what's up? I was like, you split the bill with homies. You split the bill with friends, like depending on people's situation. I was like, so he's your friend? I was like, girl, this is what you do. You take the bill, you cover it, and you be like, hey, like I got it since you don't. Destroy his ego. Never let that man do that again. Yeah. Because if you're trying to court somebody, you should be, and especially if you ask them out on a date, you should be the one covering it.
Yeah.
You know, you should be in that position to be able to cover it too. Like if you can't afford to date somebody right now, maybe fix that first, you know, like get your money, get your money right, and then start taking it out. Because I don't know. I just could never let a girl pay like that, especially on the first date. You know, first date vibes.
And you know what? It's cool. It's cool to know that in their mind, they're like willing to do it. Mm-hmm. Like I have this real special girl that was like, yo, I want $120. I'm like, what are we gonna do with that? And she's like, where the fuck you want to go? Like that. And I was like, I was joking, and never in your fucking mind you're gonna pay for shit. You know what I mean? Because like that's one thing about men. Like for me, it's not that I'm buying love or I'm trying to like purchase the attention, but I get off of like being like, hey, mommy, I'm gonna take you out and I got this.
Yeah.
And keep that shit in there. And when I don't have it, guess what? I'm not asking you to go out with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're also hustling, you're also working, you also got bills, you also have life. You know what I mean? Like you're not always gonna have it. We all have that time that you're handling your business.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like as much money as you can have, you're investing, you're taking care of shit. Sometimes you're down to zero. You know what I mean? And so, but it's good to let your girl know, like, I got this.
Yeah,
I got this. I'm gonna take
especially
care of
on
it.
simple dates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like if you can't afford the most expensive restaurant, don't take her there the first
Yeah.
date. Take her somewhere nice at least that's not as expensive.
And you know what's beautiful about being a man? That women love men taking control. Mm-hmm. Like you can say like, hey, ma, knowing that you're in a budget. Like I know I'm in a budget right now, and I'm gonna say, hey, you know what, baby? Just casual. I'm gonna take you somewhere nice.
They'd be like, okay, cool. He wants to go somewhere casual.
Right. And she's gonna dress casual. Because at the end of the day, it's not even like if she's really your girl, she don't give a fuck if she's going to fucking steak, whatever, or she's going to Applebee's. You know what I mean? As long as y'all spending time together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because like I had taken a girl over to some restaurant over in Scottsdale a while back. And expensive as fuck, right?
Right.
Because that's how Scottsdale is. It's super
Right.
bougie. And then afterwards, she was like, it was great. It was awesome. She's like, but we don't need to do all that. She's like, you could have took me to Cane's and I would have been fucking happy.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, girl, okay. You know, knowing that she's like not that type. Because I told her, I was like, put on a nice dress. We're going to go somewhere nice. It's going to be cool. It's going
It's
to
a
be
cool
vibe.
flex, though.
Yeah. And we went, even like when I went, I was like playing whack ass music. I was like, they made me take off my hat. Like it was that type of place.
Damn.
They made me take off my hat.
Do they not know who the fuck
That's
you
what
are?
I'm saying, bro.
What the fuck? Expose these motherfuckers.
And so after that, but like it was cool. The food was great. The presentation was great. Everything was cool.
Right.
But afterwards, she was just like, "Yeah, that was cool." She's like, "But you don't need to do all that."
And you know what? Some places that are overpriced are not that great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and this is why it's important. Like, I have this rule that I say to myself. Like, anywhere I go, I'm gonna try something I've never had, just so I can test my taste buds. You know what I mean? Because I'm a foodie. I love food.
Yeah.
But there's certain restaurants that are like 5-star that you literally pay like a good amount for a steak, and then you go buy a $55 steak, and the $55 steak is like 1,000 times better.
Yeah, I had a friend just post. She does food reviews. I don't want to, because she recently said this, so I'm not going to say her name. It's not that I'm not trying to plug her. It's just I don't want her to get in trouble, just in case somebody sees it. But she's like, I hate it when these expensive restaurants invite me and they suck.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what happens. You know, like some places, they're just expensive to be expensive.
Right.
Not that they have great food. You know, because I've been there too. Like some place in Cali, shit was fucking expensive. Whack, right? But that place that I went to, it was good. But I just didn't like that it made me take out my hat. That was kind of whack, bro.
Did you have a good haircut?
Luckily, my hair was really short at that time.
Oh.
And so it was no big thing.
Yeah.
If I would have took it off now, like my hair would have been all over the place. I looked like I rolled out of bed.
Right.
But it wasn't that type of vibe. So,
Damn.
but I mean,
Did you not look at the dress code?
no. So the person who recommended that place wears hats all the time.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, shit, you've been there. I'm gonna go. So it's not that type of. I felt like he should have told me, like, hey, yo, it's more of a dressy type of vibe.
Right.
Right. Not like, because I had a nice shirt, nice pants and everything, right? And I
Right.
had a hat on.
Right.
But they just made me take off my hat. But then there were some people in there with like some outfits. I'm like, you let that in?
Right.
And then they did allow hats if it was like it went with the outfit type. You know, like when they have like a fedora type
Oh,
of vibe.
shit.
Yeah, but not like a baseball cap, you know? I was like,
But you a fly motherfucker.
that's what I'm saying, bro. But I was like, I play by the rules because at the end of the day, it's their restaurant.
See, I think I tapped into my inner like me. I'm like, you know who the fuck I am?
No, because then you just cause a scene. And
No,
then
I
they
know.
just
I'm
kick
fucking
the
around.
ass.
Yeah.
But I always, just with anything, because some people don't like what Instagram does. I was like, at the end of the day, it's their platform. We got to dance their dance. You know, I can complain about some shit.
And I mean, you in a sense, you have to match the attire, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish he would have told me that
Yeah,
no
yeah,
hat
yeah,
type
yeah.
of vibe. Because then I would at least comb the hair a little bit. But
Yeah.
luckily, it was really short at the time.
Yeah.
So it really didn't look that bad, right?
Right.
It looked like just, it was messy, right?
Right.
So it wasn't that bad. So, but I mean, we went for a while now, bro. It's been a great conversation that we had. I feel like a lot of people are going to benefit from this. And I hope I'm just trying to get the guys to come in too, you know,
Yeah.
and doing more content with just guys talking about things. I feel like it's going to do that. It's a safe space. Like we can talk
Yeah.
about this shit. It shouldn't feel weird. Cause sometimes you bring up, like when I talk to some people, I'll bring up some of these topics and it's kind of like, hey, like I don't want to talk about it, you know?
I mean, you definitely brought up topics that I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? But there are questions that I never really thought about.
Yeah.
You
And
know
then
what I mean?
and it's okay to have them. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's what I'm trying to normalize. It's okay to have a conversation. That way you can have a conversation with the person that matters the most in your life at the moment. Like if you're with somebody, have a conversation with them. It shouldn't feel like, can I even talk to him about this? Like, should I even bring it up? You should be like, hey, babe, I don't like this. Or, hey, babe, let's try this. Instead of being like, I don't know, maybe I won't bring it up. We don't want those type of vibes.
But I think the biggest thing in society is that we as humans, men and women, we need to be okay with ourselves first. And everybody's gonna have a red flag.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody.
Nobody's perfect.
It's up to you to make the decision whether you want to stick with that or not. You know? And because there's certain red flags that are like break, and there's something like, you know what? I can deal with the girl that's a little bit dramatic. I can deal with a girl that is very passionate and it's very, very rough around the edges. I can deal with that. But it's up to you to make that decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the number one thing that you need to be is okay with yourself. And I think this is why there's a lot of relationships that are broken. This is why we have to have these conversations, because I feel like self-esteem and growth has a lot to do with people trying to be getting into something that is like, dude, you need to fucking wait.
Yeah, you need to work on yourself.
You need to work on yourself first. You know, work on yourself first. That's why even women and men, that's why the wife was cheating. You know what I mean? That's why sex gets whack. That's why, like, there's a lot of things that we need to tap in within our inner selves to make sure that when we go into that fucking relationship, we're like, damn, you know what? I'm fucking crazy for this person. And there's nothing else in the world that I want to do in my downtime. Even when I'm busy, I want to be with this person. You know what I mean? And it's not because you're lonely. It's because, like, there's that one piece of them that is like, I miss them.
Yeah, you
want to be with
them.
them.
Yeah,
you want to see you. So at the end of the day, just be okay with yourself. Love yourself. Find yourself. And stop looking through a fucking window and look through a mirror and really fix yourself.
And stop comparing your relationship to other people.
Other people. Fuck the other people, dude. Through social media.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah, people. Stop looking on social media and be like, oh my God.
that could be us.
Because everybody on social media is going to show what they want. Right?
It's very rare when somebody on social media shows the actual bad side. And typically they'll show you the bad side when it's over.
When it's over. Yeah.
Not when it's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, me and my shorty, we just got in an argument. She left her parents right now. But how are you guys doing?
Right. But that's why testimonies are so impactful.
Yeah.
Right? Because like if somebody says, I'm gonna say a testimony, and you're like, oh shit. And the guy's like, I used to jerk off on my wedding day. You know what I mean? And it's like, fuck, me too. You know what I mean? So it's important. It's very important that we always work on ourselves. Let's be 1% better every day.
Facts. And hopefully this podcast helps and continues to help a lot of people, because it's helped a shit ton of people and people keep coming back. And so that's when I know, obviously, providing great value to people that are, and the messages that I like the most are like, me and my husband listen to this. We're in a better place in our relationship.
Right.
We finally separated because because they realized whatever they had, it was better to separate than continue doing the toxic relationship that they had.
So you're like the Walter Mercado,
That's what
but
I'm saying,
in relationships.
bro. I'm gonna wear the whole robe and shit too one of these days, bro. Like,
Don't fuck around, because you'll do it.
it's like get the whole and have SkarxFace on it too. So
Con todo.
con mucho.
Oh yeah, mucho.
Amor. But yeah, no, I appreciate you coming again. Jumping on the pod.
Yeah, for sure.
And trust me, there's gonna be plenty of more, because there's always a lot of shit to talk about.
There is.
So constantly. So again, Golden Goat. Definitely go check it out. I'm going to put his links in the bio and everything. So wherever you're listening to it, definitely check him out. He's got that Cinco de Mayo drop coming soon.
I got the Cinco de Mayo coming.
Excited for that. And then also May 1st, Naughty Science. Get your freak on.
Get your freak on.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.